Harry Kane's now scored 3 goals in succession in knockout games. That's only been done the 3rd time at the Euros. You now see where he ranks in terms of England all-timers, just behind Alan Shearer in the '96 team that went out in the semifinals. He got 5 goals. Kane now has 4 in the competition. All right, fellas, the conversation is still going to be the penalty, though. Craig, you gave your thoughts there before.
Well, look, no, listen, let's just get to this. England was strong. Mm-hmm. They did come back from adversity. They did look like the side that were going to win the game. They were making the changes. They were on the front foot. And the Danes were looking tired, right? I don't think many people would debate that, right? And they were the better side. However, when you're tired and your back's to the wall and you're defending your box, you don't want to be going out of a competition to an appalling decision like that. And I thought it was. Because one, there was barely any contact on Raheem Sterling on the first challenge. And then he was, before the second challenge, if you want to call it that, came in, he was already falling over. Now, so there's literally, watch this, right leg comes out, hardly any, then he falls down, right? Now, I'm not saying he's diving, I'm saying he lost his balance, right? And then we have, and I know Mark Clattenburg's part of our team, and I would say this to him if he was sitting here, I'm sick and tired of this clear and obvious, right? Because I think if he sends VAR sends the referee to the monitor, and he watches that and doesn't change his mind, I would be surprised.
But isn't this clear and obvious
nonsense?
Rule? It's just another thing that we look at with VAR that I was all for VAR before it arrived. For big decisions like this, we needed VAR for the big decisions like this. VAR's made such a hash of football in the last season in the English Premier League. But what they should learn from now is things like this, it'll take 20 seconds for the referee to go and look at the monitor and see that is not enough for a penalty. In my view, that is not enough to give a penalty on such a game like this. Yeah. You know, these games, they come around once in your lifetime. They're huge deals.
Literally for both those teams, once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime for both these. So if he's not sure, and he can't be sure there, there's no way can he be sure there. He needs to look at the monitor, and I don't think that's enough to give a penalty in that situation. And I think it's a huge shame for Denmark. It's a huge shame for England, because England deserved to win the game, but to win it like that with a dubious penalty, I thought it was a shame.
Let's hear from from you, Natum, in terms of that situation. The assistant referees are told on offsides to hold your flag down until the ball is scored, and then put it up, and then they'll go look at it.
Yeah.
Should a referee do the same thing? Is just wait, and the VA is going to look at it anyway here.
I think the points that Craig's made and Chris has made, I think they've been good points. But the thing which you're saying, which I think changes this whole situation, you said there's not been enough. So it's almost like there's an acceptance that there was something. So I suppose when somebody looks at a video and he think like our sort of subjective view of what is enough isn't necessarily what the next person's going to be, what the next referee might be. So I think that's where it comes into it, because if they saw the replay and say we saw an angle in the circumference room whereby there's no contact whatsoever, then you know they'd change it. But for someone on video to say to the referee, like, what did you see? The ref said, I saw some contact here. He's not saying there's like violent contact. He said, I saw some contact here. Yeah. So with that, if you look at the video and there's some contact, what are you going to say?
Well, there's always certain amounts of contact. And, I think it becomes down to a referee and an individual that you have to then make a subjective decision. And I think the decision here would have been, it was so, I mean, it's like brushing into somebody and you're going to fall over. Let me put it another way, or a couple of other ways. If this decision had gone against England, right, and they, as we sat here now, they were out of the competition, trust me, there would have been a public outcry in England about how this happened. But it's gone England's way on this occasion. But if he hadn't given the penalty and he, as you say, he waited, because he was looking through some legs and some bodies and he wasn't quite sure, I'm 100% the VAR would have taken 20 seconds to say, nothing to see here.
Well,
nothing to see.
And part of the reason, I guess, there is no outcry because the shoe is on the other foot. Denmark was outplayed. We all kind of agree on that in the balance of the game. Why was that, Chris? What did England do, particularly in the second half when they took control of the game and in extra time?
Well, England was just more, even if you look at both teams on paper, you probably, for me, Jordan Pickford's a good goalkeeper. I think Kasper Schmeichel's a better goalkeeper. In every other department, I'm not sure he'd change anything. Although Højbjerg's in an outstanding tournament. But England are stronger in most departments. They're a better team. And today, they showed more power. Offensively, they were better than Denmark. Denmark didn't really offer too much apart from the goal. And they were the team always in the ascendancy. They're in control of the game. They made more chances, more possession. Kasper Schmeichel had to pull off a lot of saves. So England deserved to win the game, and they were just a stronger team. I think Denmark were tired coming back from Baku, playing in the last game, and I just think they ran out of gas.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.